Today, China stands as one of the world's most powerful countries, a global force in economics, technology, and politics. But this unified nation wasn't born overnight. Its story is an epic saga of division, brutal conflict, visionary leadership, collapse, and powerful rebirth. For millennia, the land we now call China was a fractured landscape of warring kingdoms, each vying for ultimate control. This is the incredible story of how China was formed. Our journey began thousands of years ago, long before the idea of a single China even existed. Along the fertile banks of the Yellow River, ancient civilizations began to flourish. What started as small, scattered farming communities gradually evolved into powerful, sophisticated states. Peace was a fragile and fleeting dream. Survival was often decided on the battlefield, where neighboring states clashed in a constant, bloody struggle for resources and territory. The concept of a unified China was still centuries away. Instead, it was a mosaic of rival powers, a world where war was the primary engine of change. But it was also a time of unimaginable suffering. For over 250 years, these kingdoms were locked in a death struggle. Armies numbering in the hundreds of thousands clashed in massive, decisive battles. Entire cities were besieged and destroyed. Millions of lives were lost as ambitious kings and brilliant strategists fought relentlessly for total dominance. But from this crucible of chaos, one kingdom was slowly, methodically, forging a path to absolute power. This kingdom was Qin. But the Qin dynasty, for all its power, was short. The Han dynasty learned from the mistakes of the Qin, blending their centralized structure with more moderate Confucian ideals. They solidified and expanded the empire, ruling for over 400 years and establishing a golden age of culture, science, and prosperity. Over the next 2,000 years, this pattern would repeat itself. And finally, the Qing dynasty, the last imperial house to rule China. Britain and other powers forced China to open its ports, cede territory like Hong Kong, and accept an opium trade that was devastating its population. The once proud empire was being carved up by foreign powers. The century of humiliation had begun. The Qing government was powerless to stop it. The old system was failing. The pressure became too much to bear. Decades of internal decay and external defeats eroded the emperor's authority completely. Rebellions swept the country. Revolutionary ideas took hold. Finally, in 1911, an uprising toppled the Qing government. After more than 2,000 years, the Chinese Empire, one of the longest-lasting political structures in human history, came to an end. China was declared a republic, but the end of the empire did not bring peace. Instead, it unleashed even more chaos. Without a strong central government, the country fractured. Powerful regional military leaders, known as warlords, seized control of different parts of China, ruling their territories like personal kingdoms and fighting endless wars against each other. On top of this, a brutal civil war erupted between the Nationalist Party and the emerging Communist Party.